When did you last stop? Not to sleep, not to recover so you could go again, but to genuinely stop, look back at the road behind you, and actually see what God has done. Most of us are so focused on where we are going that we never fully receive what we have already been given. Today, I want to change that. Welcome back to SOAR with God. I'm Andrea, and today we come to the R of the SOAR method: reflect and refine. And I want to say something right from the beginning. Reflection is not a reward for finishing. It is a discipline for the journey. Because the people who keep soaring are not only the ones who shift, overcome, and activate. They are also the ones who stop, look back, give thanks, and let what God has done fuel what comes next. Psalm 107:1 says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever." That is one of the oldest songs of God's people. And it was sung after hard journeys, after wilderness, after exile, after seasons that tested everything. And the first response was not, "Look how far I have come." It was, "Give thanks to the Lord." Because the journey was never only about the destination. It was also about who walked with you through it. And that really matters. There is a pattern I see in so many people. You reach a milestone. You do something hard. You walk through a season that required real courage, real sacrifice, real faith. And within days, sometimes hours, you have already moved on to the next gap, the next challenge, the next thing still undone. That is not always humility. Sometimes it is an inability to receive what God has already done. I had to learn this myself. As I moved through my own season of graduate studies, caregiving, and work, I would hit a milestone and almost immediately focus on what was still unfinished. But when I began building reflection into my process, not as an afterthought, but as a practice, I realized something. There was strength waiting for me in the looking back. There was fuel for the next step in remembering how faithful God had already been. That is what reflection does. It builds gratitude. And gratitude is not small. It changes how you see. It helps you notice God's hand in your life. Reflection also builds faith for what comes next. Because every time you remember where God came through before, you carry fresh courage into the next stretch. And reflection helps you refine. It lets you ask, what worked? What did not? What needs to change? That is why this pillar is not only reflect, it is reflect and refine. You're not only looking back to feel something, you are looking back to grow. This is the R in the SOAR method. Not the ending, the renewal. So here is your SOAR moment for this week. Set aside 15 minutes and write down 3 specific things God has done in this last season that you have not fully stopped to thank Him for. Not general blessings, specific moments of His faithfulness in your actual story. Then read them back slowly and thank Him for them. Really thank Him. Then ask yourself, what do I want to carry forward? And what needs to be refined in the next cycle? That is reflection, and that is the practice that keeps you soaring. If this spoke to you today, subscribe. New videos come out every week to help your faith work in real life. I'm Andrea, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep soaring with God.